Welcome, football fanatics, to another thrilling episode on Kickoff Zone, the ultimate destination for NFL enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the exciting history and bold future of the Washington Commanders. Strap in because this journey's going to be one for the record books. But before we embark on this gridiron voyage, do us a touchdown dance favor. Smash that like button. Share the video with your fellow football fans, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Kickoff Zone. We'll be dropping trivia bombs throughout this video. Can you catch them all? Comment below on how many you got. Let's start off with trivia question number 1. In their inaugural season as the Boston Braves, at which stadium did they play their home games? Founded by businessman and laundromat chain owner George Preston Marshall in 1932, the franchise began its journey as the Boston Braves. The team shared its name and playing field, Braves Field, with the Boston Braves baseball team. However, just a year later in 1933, Marshall changed the team's name to the Boston Redskins. His aim? To avoid confusion with the baseball team while retaining the Native American imagery. The Redskins moniker lasted for decades, despite being embroiled in controversy and calls for change due to its derogatory nature towards Native Americans. Finally, in 1937, the team relocated to Washington, D.C., continuing its legacy in the nation's capital. After a tumultuous journey and increasing public pressure, the franchise announced in 2020 that they would be retiring the Redskins name and logo. For a season and a half, they were simply known as the Washington Football Team. Fast forward to 2022. After a thorough process of weighing over 40,000 submissions, the team was reborn as the Washington Commanders, a name that embodies leadership, courage, and the spirit of the nation's capital. Back to trivia and question number 2. We know that in 1933, the team changed its name from the Boston Braves to the Boston Redskins. Where did the name come from? Who's ready to take a trip down memory lane and relive some of the Washington Commanders' greatest triumphs? Strap in, folks, because it's going to be an adrenaline-fueled ride. The first big win came hot on the heels after their relocation to Washington in 1937. Our team, fueled by the versatile talent of Sammy Baugh, fought tooth and nail against the Chicago Bears, emerging victorious with a 28-21 win. Talk about making an entrance. Fun fact, Baugh didn't just play quarterback that day. He showed off his skills on defense and punting too. Fast forward to 1942, where the rematch of the decade took place. Facing off against the Chicago Bears once again, our beloved Commanders shut down the Bears' offense and took home a resounding 14-6 victory, securing their second NFL championship. But it's the Super Bowl victories that truly etched the Commanders' name into the annals of football history. In 1983, during Super Bowl 17, we witnessed the Commanders, then known as the Redskins, make a magnificent comeback to triumph over the Miami Dolphins 27-17. It was the indomitable John Riggins, the game's MVP, who stole the show with his 43-yard touchdown run, a fourth down play that fans still talk about to this day. The epic battle of Super Bowl 22 in 1988 saw the Commanders overturn a 10-0 deficit against the Denver Broncos to claim a resounding 42-10 victory. The hero of the match? None other than Doug Williams, the first African-American quarterback to win a Super Bowl and the game's MVP. Lastly, who could forget the nail-biting drama of Super Bowl 26 in 1992? Up against the Buffalo Bills, the Commanders secured a 37-24 victory under the strategic mastermind, Coach Joe Gibbs. With Mark Rippon's incredible performance, throwing for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns, the MVP title was well-deserved. Talk about an illustrious legacy, filled with passion, perseverance, and of course, lots of football. Trivia question number 3. Which Washington team coach has the most wins in franchise history?
I'm Larry Brown of the Washington Redskins. When it's time to turn on, I do it my own way. Can you turn on without drugs?
Grab your jerseys and dust off your foam fingers. It's time for the 2023 Washington Commanders season preview. Yes, last season may have ended in a little less than ideal 7-10. But hold your horses, folks. With a new owner group led by Josh Harris and David Blitzer, and some key roster changes, there's a fresh wave of optimism sweeping through the Capitol. Let's start with the biggest change, the quarterback. Sam Howell, the North Carolina 5th-round pick from 2022, is expected to take the reins this season. Showing promising sparks in his rookie season, he's got an elite arsenal at his disposal, including Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel. Now let's turn our gaze to the defense. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and Daron Payne. They're the formidable front line of the Commanders' defense. Chase Young, though he had a dip in form last year, remains one of the most potent pass rushers in the NFL. Sweat and Payne, both solid run defenders, will be all geared up to bolster the Commanders' rushing defense this year. New season, new faces, new dreams. The Commanders, though young, show potential to be a playoff contender in 2023. A step up from Howell and a healthy defense could make them the dark horse in the NFC East. Back to trivia and question number 4. Name the Washington player, a legendary cornerback, who had an NFL record 54 interceptions for the team. Hats off to the burgundy and gold faithful and to you, the avid NFL fan. As we wrap up our journey through the storied history and the bright future of the Washington Commanders, it's time to test your team knowledge with the answers to our trivia questions. The answer to question number 1. The Washington Commanders, originally the Boston Braves, played their inaugural season in 1932 at the legendary Braves Field. On to question number 2. Here's your answer. The team got their name, the Redskins, in honor of their coach, William Henry Lone Star Dietz, who claimed to have Sioux heritage. The name, of course, was later changed to the Washington Commanders in 2022. Question number 3. Joe Gibbs is the Washington coach who has the most wins in franchise history. And lastly, trivia question number 4. Darrell Green, a legendary cornerback, has an NFL record 54 interceptions for the team. So how'd you do, Commanders faithful and avid NFL fans? Share your score in the comments below and see how you stack up against other fans. Before we go, we've got a mission for you. Hit that like button with the force of a Chase Young sack. Share this video with the speed of Terry McLaurin on a deep route. And subscribe to our channel with the accuracy of a Sam Howell pass. Your support helps us continue to bring the best NFL content to the best fans in the world. Remember, keep those foam fingers high. Your face is painted burgundy and gold and those Commanders jerseys on. This is the Kickoff Zone. Until next time, keep the football spirit alive.